So this whole Stockton mass shooting situation exploded on the internet. But what people do not know is this is not anything new in Stockton, California. There have been like 3 of these mass shootings in the last 36 years. Now, I'm someone who's lived there. I went to high school there. I partially grew up there. So I'm knowledgeable on the topic, but we're gonna put my knowledge to the test in this video. So come on, let's get it.
You know, me losing my best friend, it kind of has me thinking that I'm going crazy.
Yeah, shit.
Like I'm looking in his room.
This is the father of Amari.
The corner.
He was one of the kids killed.
Am I tripping or is he there? Because people keep telling me he's there with me. He's in my heart and all that, but I don't see him. I don't feel him. Mm-hmm. And it's just in it. Like my whole life is a satire now. Like I just, I'm in depressed mode, but I can't even go outside because, people know me all over the world, the whole world feeling sorry for me, and it's just crazy. It's something that I gotta live with for the rest of my life and whatever. And I don't care about the money.
Yeah.
Because the money, money comes and goes. Like I just want my son back.
Right.
But at the same time, like, to live in this world, you do need help, and we need all the help that we can possibly get right now, because,
If you've been following this story, you already know this is part 3. And if you're new here, let me catch you up real quick. On November 29th, 2025, 3 children and 1 young adult were killed. 13 others wounded at a 2-year-old's birthday party in Stockton, California.
This is crazy, man.
Over 50 rounds were fired from at least 5 different firearms.
You see it why that one lady who testified, she said like she was getting shot for 5 minutes. The shooting was going on for 5 minutes. Bro, in a traumatic situation like this, that shit probably felt like more than 5 minutes. Sheesh.
That is the sound of rapid gunfire terrorizing a Stockton neighborhood.
The shooters were dressed all in black with face masks. And despite a $130,000 reward, despite thousands of hours of surveillance footage, despite everyone at that party having cell phones, no arrests have been made. Now I know what y'all been thinking. I've read through the comments. You're frustrated. I am frustrated too.
Hell yeah.
You're asking the same questions I am. How do they not know if this is gang related? Come on, where's the phone footage? The cake was being set when shots rang out. You're telling me nobody was recording? How did shooters escape with no vehicle description in 2025 when there are cameras on every corner? And why is no one talking?
Because Stockton's such a small city. Everybody knows each other. Everybody knows where everyone lives and goes to school and all that. Nobody wants to be the one to snitch in a case like this. You will feel they will be in fear for their lives.
Despite the biggest reward Stockton's ever offered. This video is different from the first 2. We're not rehashing what happened. We're not going over the basics again.
Yep.
You already know that.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're going into what the families are saying, what the community is demanding, and most importantly, questions that need answers. Because something about this investigation doesn't add up.
Yep.
And before we get into it, let me be clear, we're thinking outside the box here. We're asking the uncomfortable questions, and if that makes some people uncomfortable, good. Because 4 innocent people died. Someone needs to apply pressure, so let's get into it. So Patrick Peterson, Amari's father, was invited to speak at a press conference. For the first time since the birthday mass shooting that claimed the life of his little boy, he was there alongside Vice Mayor Jason Lee and a pastor, and this is what he had to say.
I really don't know what exactly to say because it makes me feel like I'm in a nightmare, I'm in the twilight zone. Ever since this happened,
hell yeah,
me or my wife, my kids, we haven't been able to eat, sleep, think correctly. I don't even know what time it is. I barely know what day it is. And I'm just really messed up and I'm really hurt because, my son's gone and, he was the joy of my life. And I just, and I don't want to be one to question God, but it just has me questioning everything about life.
I feel that, man. I would be questioning
Every day I go to sleep, I
everything.
wake up. I can't really sleep, but every day it's just my son is on my mind. Like it's like I feel like he was stripped away from me and for nothing. And it's just sad that you know, me being a black man living in a black community, just being black, just, you know, and you know, me just being who I am, and I still got to go through this, and my son still got taken away, and I've always been a positive person. You know, I changed my life for my son ever since he was born. Like, Amari just was, you know, the apple in my eye, and he didn't even have to say things to me for me to make the right decision. Just my kids, by alone, just helped me become a better person to make the right decision. So, you know, like I said,
And another thing that makes me mad is I see a lot of people blaming the parents in this situation. Like, why would you have your kids there? You should have known better. Dude, what I want y'all to understand is the people who are civilians, they do not understand the extent into which the beef that these gangbangers are involved in, how dangerous it is. They don't understand. Because he goes to work, he makes an honest living, he pays taxes, he is a civilian, a good person. He don't know that the people at that party talk so much shit, live such a degrading life that they got people willing to kill them, even if it kills kids in the process. He don't know. So like blaming the parents is like, it's just a low ass IQ thing to do.
it's just crazy that I'm going through this, and it's just something that I can't even imagine still, and it hurts every day, let alone like, you know, me struggling, you know, in this society, just trying to make ends meet, taking care of 5 kids, and just trying to keep a job, keep my hustle going, doing my barbering thing, and, you know, trying to be the best man I could possibly be for my sons and my daughters. And, you know, it's really tough, and it's it really puts a weight on your mind. And with, you know, me losing my best friend, it kind of has me thinking that I'm going crazy.
Hell yeah.
Like, I'm looking in his room. I'm looking around the corner. I'm hearing him. Am I tripping, or is he there? Because people keep telling me he's there with me, he's in my heart and all that, but I don't see him, I don't feel him.
All right, my bad.
And it's just, it's like a nightmare. And I don't. Some days I wake up, I don't know what to do. You know, I usually try to be productive, but I can't even go outside because, you know, people know me all over the world, the whole world feeling sorry for me, and it's just crazy. It's something that I gotta live with for the rest of my life. And like, I just posted a video of my son this morning. Like, every day I wake up, like, you know, the whole world is talking about my son, got him on videos, and with all this, you know, with this rap stuff, and then the kids from the schools, and just crying and crying and crying. It's like my whole life is a satire now. Like, I just, you know,
Like, I can feel the pain of everybody, bro. I got people who are like close to this family, right? And I got people who went to school with the kid murdered, Amari, and they were in my comments and they were talking to me about it. They were talking to my subscribers about it, bro. And you can just feel the like devastation. We had like, these were kids in my comments talking about this who were actually friends with them. And I was just like, bro, I got a little cousin that I grew up with living in Stockton. We lived in Stockton together. That was my little brother. And he's their age, living in Stockton. Our house was shot up in Stockton, and he was inside. And that scared the shit out of me. I can't imagine, like, if one of those scenarios had gone wrong and I was in the same position as this guy. And he's a father. Like, I can't even, bro. It's so fucked up.
I'm in
It's
depressed
so
mode.
fucked
I'm
up.
walking around here like droopy, and it's like,
Yeah.
you know, I know my son wouldn't want me to be like that, but, you know, I'm just very hurt. We all hurt. And
Can't help it.
Patrick said he posted a video of Amari that morning, just trying to hold on to something, anything, trying to keep his son's memory alive in any way he can. And then he went ahead to say something that just kind of weakened me.
Whatever. And I don't care about the money, because the money, money comes and goes. Like, I just want my son back. But at the same time, like, to live in this world, you do need help, and we need all the help that we can possibly get right now, because mental help, financial help, like whatever it is, like it's needed, and it's not just for me, it's just to help me, and whatever I can do, or whatever the people can do to help keep my son's name alive, and to help prevent this from happening again. I need that help too as well, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes for that to happen.
Patrick has a GoFundMe for his family, but it's not about the money for him. It's about the fact that his child, his 14-year-old son, is gone forever. And here's something else that broke my heart. Vice Mayor Jason Lee, who was at the press conference, he shared some details about Amari that shows exactly what kind of kid he was.
Dude, he was
Amari
a good
had
ass
Philippians
kid.
4:13 in his Instagram bio. That scripture that says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." Jason Lee said this.
When I talked to Kim and she sent me pictures.
Yeah, that's my whole thing that like really sickened me. Like, he wasn't no gang member. He wasn't in the streets. He wasn't no kid. I'm pretty sure these dudes, they're from Modesto too, actually. Like, this was a good player. He played sports. He was a good ass kid. Like, that's the thing I hate about Stockton. It's like, y'all are so like selfish minded that you think only your decisions affect you. You're gonna go light up a birthday party for a 2-year-old to kill 3 gangbangers when there were 17,000 kids in there. Like, fucking y'all going to hell, bro.
Of Amari, I saw myself in Amari. And when I went to his Instagram, because I'm nosy, that little kid had a scripture in his Instagram bio. I'm 48 years old and have never put a scripture in my Instagram bio. And I believe it was Philippians 4:13. I could be wrong. But I just want that to just settle with people. Because as you're posting on social media, because you're trying to figure out how you're feeling with this experience, they're reliving it every post that a post goes up. Kim just found a stack of money. He was saving money. I don't know if I still don't save money. This boy was bright because he had good parents.
Because at such a tender age, he already understood the importance of saving money. Such wisdom already. His mother, Kim, found a stack of cash that Amari had been putting away, but now he's gone. That's just devastating. Oh, and here's something that didn't get reported much. Another one of Patrick's children was also shot at that party. But thank goodness
she lived.
survived.
It was the sister.
Now, while Patrick was grieving, Vice Mayor Jason Lee was doing something else. He was calling out the system. And when I say he went off, I mean he held nothing back. Jason Lee has a personal connection to this kind of violence. When he was 15 years old, that's 33 years ago, he was shot by gang members. His brother was murdered when Jason was about 19 by a female gang.
Yeah, I was almost murdered like that. I almost got shot like that too, bro. I got like 30 shots shot at me before, and I still got, I live with the bullets in me every single day. It's gonna be there for the rest of my life. Like, bro, I understand like how bad this violent shit could get, bro.
And Jason did something that a lot of people in these situations don't do. He testified in both cases.
About it in my book where I talked about when I got shot that I couldn't wait to go and testify. When my brother got murdered, I couldn't wait to testify. And I wouldn't care what anybody says I am or call me whatever name you want. My brother's life was more important than what people thought about me in this community, and my safety was also equally as important.
Man, so to hell with that. If y'all want to shoot up kids' birthday parties, the rules is gone. Man, it used to be kids off limits, women off limits, old people off limits. Now, if that's off limits, you know what? All bets are off. You do that shit, we get to snitch. That's the new rule.
Who know stuff, because this community is a really small community. Everybody knows everybody, and everybody is talking. I encourage you to come forward and to share that information with the proper authorities. But I also wanted to talk about conversations that I've been seeing in the press around how we got here. You know, this is familiar territory for Stockton. You know, when we look at what's happened all the way back to when I was 15, that was 33 years ago when I got shot by gang members. When we look at my brother getting killed,
it's regular
by a woman who was in a gang. I'm not here to call gangs terrorists because this city helped to create
They're fucking terrorists right now, bro. They are fucking terrorists.
its problem. The lack of investment in marginalized communities, defunding advanced peace, and not consolidating OVP, or Office of Violence Prevention and Advanced Peace Services, to really go out and invest in preventing tragedies like this from happening. You know, I want
I have to check
say
my
that
screen, my
as a
bad.
community, you know, the Bible also says when you know better, you do better.
Advanced Peace was a violence prevention program in Stockton. It had been showing great success. The program was run by Nuri Muhammad, who's a student minister of the Nation of Islam under Louis Farrakhan. Nuri became the program director in 2018, and the program was working. But in March 2025, just 8 months before this shooting, the city defunded the Advanced Peace mission and shut the whole thing down.
I want to say to the city council,
The city's so broke. That's another problem. It was the largest city to ever go bankrupt in America until Detroit became bankrupt like the next year. But the city's always had funding issues. There's a lot of shit going on with that. The poverty, the huge amounts of poverty play a part in this massive crime epidemic we see in such a small urban city.
in 2022, I sent an email. When I wasn't in office, I just sent an email and I said, the blood of every child in this community is on the city's hands if you don't do something to prevent these type of things from happening. That was in 2022.
Yeah.
Here we are in 2025. 4 children dead. Jason also read a list of homicide victims from ages 0 to 19 since he took office, broken down by race. Overwhelming majority, Black and Hispanic youth. A reporter asked about the shooting's connection to Stockton's rap music.
So
Directly
let me address
connected.
that from
Directly.
two standpoints. You know, hip hop is a form of art that tells stories in communities that we come from, right? But the hip hop that's happening in Stockton is being used for pure evil. People talking about crimes they're committing against families, and the recycled trauma continues to exacerbate an already fragile relationship that people have. Family members killing family members because they're in different gangs. Gangs who are opposing one another that live around the corner from each other. It's nonsensical, and it is not what...
And the reason they're so comfortable to do shit like this is because Stockton has such a high unsolved murder rate. One of the highest in America every single year. So they're committing a bunch of crimes knowing that they're going to get away with it. And I'm not just saying this. I'm saying this because I knew people who will commit crimes in the city knowing damn well that it is very low, that there's a low possibility of them getting caught.
Hip hop was created for. This past weekend, I was in Miami for DJ Khaled's birthday party. As soon as I walked in, the first thing he said was, "Thank you for standing for those kids. Thank you for standing up for those kids." Everybody in hip hop is denouncing what we've seen here in Stockton. So I don't want to blame the music. I want to blame the culture and the soul of this city that has allowed this to happen. When I first got here and I started addressing some of the gang stuff going on in the rap music, everybody act like I was talking a foreign language. I know entertainment more than any of these people, and I also understand the streets more than any of these people that are elected. And so it's been a very frustrating thing for people to ignore all the warning signs. What I will say is that I'm not going to blame music. I'm not going to blame anybody other than the people who did this crime and the community and the elected officials that continue to allow culture erode the soul of a city that made me. The other thing is I want to thank people like Cardi B and other entertainers who are posting their message, their son, and denouncing this behavior, because hip-hop is not happy that this happened. And so those people who are in this community that want to pursue music as a form of or way out, you should do that. But that artwork needs to be art and not destructive materials that got us here.
By the way, the DA's office confirmed this shooting was gang-related. So everyone asking, how do they not know? They do know.
This building was here before I was born.
You don't say.
And people know that city council happens twice a month. When you know better, you do better. I do believe that information sharing is critical, but we know what we want to know when we know it. We know when to eat, we know when to go to the bathroom, we know when to turn the lights on and off, we know when to park our car, where to park our car, we know how to get home. We know what we need to know when we know it. And we need to stop only seeking information when there's critical times like these. I will say this to your point. Our faith-based community came together at that vigil. Thank you, Richard, and all of you who organized that. But what were we doing before that? How many of our pastors don't want to go to the center because they don't want to politic with that group of ministers? That's another thing that needs to stop happening, where people want to be a solution-focused, siloed organization. We have to work together because it's going to take everybody to do this.
There was also a pastor at the press conference. He brought his 14-year-old son, same age as Amari, to witness adults demanding change.
My youngest son, 14, the same age as beloved Amari Peterson, a freshman at Chavez.
My sister went there to Chavez. It was also violent ass school. Now she's also deceased, not from anything gang related, but bro, I'm telling you, it don't matter where you live in that city, man, because that's supposed to be near good shit. It's all bad.
Brought my son here because this is where change begins. Our children must see it. Our community must see it, must feel it. The city must confront it. Because the truth, the painful truth, is this: it could have been any of us. It could have been your child,
right?
Your son, your daughter,
right?
At a football game, at a recital, at a church, at a mall, at a park. And truth be told, it still could be our babies. That is the heartbreaking reality we face in Stockton today. To the Peterson family, to Mr. Peterson, I did not come here with empty cliches or rehearsed lines. I did not come here to tell you that everything is going to be all right. I did not come to rush you past your pain or to suggest that morning always comes quickly. Yes, the Bible declares that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. But if we are to be honest.
Now let me talk about something that's been bothering me. Something I think is bothering a lot of you too. Because when you look at the facts, when you really look at them, something doesn't add up. This is not Stockton's first mass casualty event. And when you look at the pattern of violence,
I had one at an
elementary
school, I remember, Cleveland Elementary.
There are things that stand out, things that make you ask, is this really just coincidence?
Hell no.
Let me take you back to 1989, January 17th, Cleveland Elementary School.
I told y'all, see,
a man named Patrick
facts.
Purdy walked onto the playground during recess. He was dressed in dark clothing, all black. He was carrying an AK-47 style
and he
rifle.
lit it up.
In 3 minutes, he fired 106 rounds at children. 5 children killed.
See, that one was a little different though, because that's just like that was kind of like a traditional school shooting, in my opinion, which is just, you know, some mentally ill sicko, right? This is more like straight up gang related / music related, and it was directly, you know, just like we're trying to get our ops, but we don't give a shit who we hit in the process. So I differentiate the two, but nonetheless, 2 mass shootings.
6 to 9, and 31 others wounded. The victims were predominantly Southeast Asian, Cambodian, and Vietnamese refugee children. Purdy shot himself in the head when it was over. That shooting was the first major school shooting in modern American history. Before Columbine, before Sandy Hook, before all the others. Now jump to 2021 and 2022. Wesley Brownlee,
the serial killer, yup,
killed 7 people over 18 months in Stockton and Oakland. And here's what's chilling. He dressed in all black. He wore a face mask. He stalked victims at night in dark areas. Police caught him in October 2022 while he was out hunting for another victim. He was wearing dark clothing, had a mask around his neck, was armed. Wesley Brownlee was arrested over 3 years ago, and he still hasn't gone to trial. Just last month, November 2025, a grand jury finally indicted him on 6 murder counts. His next court date, January 26, 2026. After 3 years, no trial, no conviction.
Like, how is that not the death penalty, bro? He walked around with a gun throughout the entire Bay Area and Stockton area, just shooting random homeless people and killing them for no reason. And he's just sitting in jail getting 3 square meals a day, and probably nobody's bothering him, to be honest. This country, especially this state, is fucked.
No closure. Now I'm talking about a confirmed killer with evidence here. The motive, still unclear.
There is none.
So now look at what we have. 1989. 5 children killed at school. Shooter in dark clothing. Targeted kids during play and celebration. 2021 to 2022. 7 people killed. Shooter dressed in all black with face mask. Stalked at night. Caught but no trial after 3 years. 2025. 4 children killed at birthday party. Shooters dressed all black with face masks. Targeted kids during celebration. You see it? Same city.
Yeah, but those first two, they're like psychotic weirdo ass dudes, and this most recent one, 99.999% it's gang related.
Same targeting of the most
Still
vulnerable
a mass
children,
shooting though.
homeless people, people alone. Same clothing, all black. In 2022 and 2025, face masks, coordinated, calculated, planned, and in all 3 cases, the city had warning signs that were ignored. Now, I'm not here to tell you it's a conspiracy or a curse or anything like that, but when violence keeps targeting our children specifically, when the same patterns keep showing up, when the city keeps refusing to fund prevention despite repeated warnings, you have to ask these questions. Why always kids? 1989, 5 kids. 2025, 3 kids and 1 young adult. Why the same clothing pattern across decades? Why does Stockton keep making the same choices? Defunding prevention, ignoring warnings, letting gang members operate freely. At what point does it stop being coincidence?
Not enough money, too many gang members. They outnumber the police like 5 to 1. Yeah, there's just a lot of shit going on, man. Stockton is so like, let me tell you what living in Stockton's like. I'm in this, like where I was living was in the south side of Stockton, right? I went to Edison High School. That is the center of all the bullshit. If you're somewhere in the south and you get in a shootout, the police station is near downtown in the center, right? And then there's another shooting going on in the north. There's one police station to go respond to all these different fucking shootings, and they're all the time. They're nonstop to a point where it becomes normal to the city. They don't have the resource. They don't have the money. And honestly, quite frankly, let's call a spade a spade. They don't give a fuck. They'd rather that you 2 gang members just duke it out, shoot each other, than deal with you, right? And that's why I think Ricos are coming to Stockton with this new FBI help, because what they can do now is they can wrap up a bunch of you dumbass gang niggas, bro, all with one Rico. So I think they're going to utilize it, right? But those are some of the problems that are happening right now.
And start being a choice. And that brings me to the investigation itself, because there are some things about this case that just don't make sense. The sheriff says they have thousands of hours of surveillance video. I mean, this is 2025. There are ring cameras everywhere, traffic cameras, business security, cell phones. Multiple shooters fired 50+ rounds from 5 different firearms and just disappeared. No getaway car description. No witnesses saw them fleeing. Not even one camera caught them leaving. How? And also the deputies were given a wrong address when the 911 call came in. How do you get the address wrong when you're at the location? How did you get there in the first place? You called from there. You got to that address? How did you find it, but gave police the wrong one? This is 2025. Everyone has GPS on their phone.
Come on now, bruh.
You don't accidentally give the wrong address during a mass shooting. Was it deliberate? To buy the shooters time to escape? And even with the wrong address, deputies arrived in 6 to 7 minutes, which means shooters had maybe 10 minutes total. And in 10 minutes, they vanished without a trace. Firearms were found on the roof of Monkey Space. But the sheriff...
Yeah, because that's probably like Dougie Threes and MB Nail and Nano. They, bro, the conspiracy right now is that they returned fire at the shooters. That's the conspiracy.
Won't say if they were used in the attack. Who put guns on the roof? When? Why? And why is the owner of Monkey Space not answering
questions? Like, bro, they did not walk into the party. This is what people are not understanding. They did not walk into the party and say, hey, we gonna store the guns on the roof. Does that make any kind of logical sense? If something happens, right, why the fuck would the guns be on the roof? I'm not gonna climb the roof. Nah, they 9 times out of 10 were getting shot at, right? So the gang members, MB Nail, Dougie Threes, Nana, whoever, came outside, busted back at them. And then when the police came, but right before they came, they put them on the roof to hide them. Eminem even has songs where he talks about police raid the house. We hid the guns up in the cellar, up in the roof. Like, trust me, they're not fucking storing guns on the roof.
Questions. I mean, you found illegal guns on his roof. So, were they planted? Was there return fire from people at the party? The sheriff keeps saying things like,
why we haven't been asking for anything. But that doesn't mean we don't know who they are, or don't believe we know who they are, or might know who they are, or people might tell us.
Either you know or you don't. Why the vague language? Are you building a case? Fine, say that. Tell people arrests are coming. But the word games make it sound like you're as lost as everyone else. There's $130,000 on the table. The tip line is completely anonymous, run through a third-party vendor. The sheriff confirmed they have no access to who calls in. It won't come out in court or reports. So you can call, give information, collect the money, and no one will ever know. And still nobody's talking. Is it street code or is it fear?
Fear.
Because if this was coordinated with multiple shooters and 5 guns, if it was that organized, then whoever did this is highly connected. They have resources. And if you talk and your name somehow gets out, your life is over. Your family's life is over, or maybe people aren't talking because they're planning street justice themselves. Maybe they've decided the police won't get justice for those 4 kids, so they'll handle it. I don't know, but the silence says something. Wesley Brownlee was caught red-handed in 2022, out hunting. According to police, that was over 3 years ago, and there's still no trial. What's taking so long?
It's California, bro.
Competency evaluations, legal.
If you want to commit crimes, bro, come to California. This is the softest state on crime I ever seen. The dude who shot me and almost murdered me and another person got out in 8 months with hard evidence against him, without even a real lawyer like that. Bro, this state breeds this shit.
The system moving like molasses. Does that give you confidence in the system's ability to solve this case?
Fuck no.
These aren't conspiracy theories. These are legitimate questions. And until we get answers, until someone is held accountable, not just the shooters, but the system that created the conditions for this, Stockton's children aren't safe. Fundraisers are happening across Stockton. Baskin-Robbins donated 30% of sales to Maya's family. Lost Dreams Tattoo is holding an event. The College of Barbering held Cuts for a Cause. Boxer Gabriel Flores is offering help. Burna Boy, the Nigerian singer, is also offering help. The community is showing up. But where are the arrests? Look, I know some people are going to say I'm reaching. I know some of you think I'm making connections that aren't there. But 4 people died. Amari Peterson, Journey Rose, Maya Lupian, Nano's niece, part of a family that will never be the same. And of course, Susano Archuleta. If you have information, there's $130,000 waiting. San Joaquin County Sheriff, 209-946-0600 ATF, 1888 ATF tips. Someone knows who did this. Someone saw something. Someone heard something. 4 people are dead. 3 babies and a young man who was trying to save the kids, who did nothing wrong except show up to a birthday party. They deserve justice. Rest in peace to these precious souls. Y'all deserved better. And Stockton, you need to do better. Your children are counting on you. If you want to watch the full press conference with Patrick Peterson, Jason Lee, the pastor, and community leaders, including all the details about the systemic failures and the calls for change, keep watching. It's important, it's powerful, and it shows you exactly how deep Stockton's problems really are. But if you need to step away, I understand. This has been heavy. Drop your thoughts in the comments, share this video. Let's keep the pressure on. Thank you for being here. This has been Deadly Affairs.
Before I say another word, I do not stand here only as a pastor. I do not stand here only as a chaplain. Today I stand here as a father. I stand here as a father of 2 sons. My oldest son, Dayon, is 17, a senior at Chavez High School, proud member of the football team. My youngest son, 14, the same age as beloved Amari Peterson, a freshman at Chavez. I brought my son here because this is where change begins. Our children must see it. Our community must see it, must feel it. The city must confront it. Because the truth, the painful truth, is this: it could have been any of us.
For real, bro.
It could have been your child, your son, your daughter, at a football game, at a recital, at a church, at a mall, at a park. And truth be told, it still could be our babies. That is the heartbreaking reality we face in Stockton today. To the Peterson family, to Mr. Peterson, I did not come here with empty cliches or rehearsals.
I so wish I knew who it was so I could be the one to snitch, bro. Because I would do it. I promise I would do it before the morning.
Lines. I did not come here to tell you that everything is going to be all right. I did not come to rush you past your pain or to suggest that morning always comes quickly. Yes, the Bible declares that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. But if we are to be honest, many of us are still in our night season. And nobody
I think the rest is
knows
just
when
going to be the
morning will
press
break.
conference, huh?
Because even on earth, there are places where night lingers longer than expected.
Let me see.
The loving Father can.
All right, so the rest is going to be the press conference, man. Like, so obviously the whole situation's fucked up, bro. It's all fucked up because, like, we're at this pivotal point where it's past just gang violence. It's past just, like, EBK versus Flyboy and the townhomes in Lewis Park. It's past all that shit, bro. It's like literally like kids are dying for your dumbass like rap disses. Now like you see everybody was like writing. They were meat writing Stockton politics, Stockton music for a long time. But now it's like people like now it's gone too far. Now nobody want to claim like this shit. Even the gangsters were looking at it. And you got like people like this dumbass nigga Wante, right? Hella proud. Talk about, yeah, we condone it. Like, dog, you didn't sound tough. And then guess what? When people put pressure on him, all the bloggers were on his ass. Even the rappers were looking at him like it was like that. He tried to take it back. Same thing with Pyru Briss. Same shit. Actually, he said something about it, right? His mom was in my comments. Pyru Briss' mom was in my comments talking about me. And I'm an idiot. And I'm some kind of way. When his son's over here making jokes about, not even making jokes, just straight up dissing kids getting killed, saying it's okay because it's happened to people in his side, you know, on his camp, right? And my response to him was like, dude, would it even happen if you didn't put yourself in these stupid ass positions? Hell no. Hell no, it wouldn't happen, right? But yo mama gonna get in my comments. She gonna argue with me. She gonna be mad. She gonna say I'm stupid. I'm all this, bro. You the one. Y'all dissing kids and I'm wrong for tough. Like, bro, I can't with this dumbass like collection of people that roam this earth. Like, you guys are genuinely stupid. I'm dumb for reacting and saying something about you. This is some fucking kids, bro, that got killed behind some meaningless ass war between some fuck ass rappers. Yeah, all right then, bro. Yeah, all right.